Hey everyone, it's Depressed Eeyore. I decided just to use this screen to kind of just spend time to talk to you guys about Conquest of Elysium 3. As you've already probably guessed, I've played every faction in this game, and I've dabbled with some of the other things, kind of the team aspect and all that. The only thing I didn't touch up on was the actual multiplayer with actual people. But I think I should kind of say my thoughts about the game. The Put into perspective, as I said, I didn't do any of the multiplayer, but this is my first game from this company. I'd never heard of this company until I saw Conquest of Elysium by Paul Soares Jr. So through this game, I kind of learned about some of their other games, such as Dominion 3. Some people have suggested I play Dominion 3, and I took a look at it, and I realized just kind of what this game is. It's kind of just a more accessible version of Dominion 3. Something that the more broader audience of players can get into. It's practically it's kind of like the difference between Civ 4 and Civ 5, but not as extreme. I have to say this one kind of dumped it down almost too much. As you know, the gameplay doesn't. Okay, I just let you know. Like I said, I haven't played Dominion 3, but I've watched some Let's Plays of it, and I've seen kind of how the combat works and stuff like that. I haven't really seen the nitty gritty of all the other stuff. I kind of see that you spend points to get research and magic and stuff like that, but other than that, I don't really know too much. I know you can have underwater cities and stuff, which is kind of neat, but other than that, the only thing that kind of caught my eye was just kind of how the customization of your armies and the combat in that game. The combat in the game is not under your control, much like this game, but you can decide the starting position of all your units. I think it seems like I said, I was kind of just. When I was watching it, I was actually watching it during class, and I had the sound muted. But I kind of saw that the units will move, based off their stuff, which kind of made the stuff like cavalry be useful, because they'll charge around and flank and stuff like that. In this game, you don't have any of that. They're all stationary. The only thing that's noted is what's in the front row, and I guess you can say what's in the back row for the specific assassins and stuff. But other than that, that's it. That's the only thing that's kept track of. And what this does is make it so the only point of having a lot of infantry units is just to have multiple layers of defense, which makes sense in a kind of an army standpoint, because well, archers win battles, really. It's but the thing is, usually to counteract archers, you usually have something like cavalry. I mean, that's what you do in Shogun 2. You rush archers through the flanks with cavalry, and they'll just disperse. But in this game, you don't have that option, because cavalry, all they are is just a frontline unit that just happens to have more movement. So the uses of the variety of units in this game are very limited. Stuff like floating and having more movements is pretty much diminished if you have any normal units in your group, or if you're just using heavy infantry. In that case, you're just nerfing your normal units as well. So really the strategy in this game is just to have either multiple layers or just very heavy layers of front row, and then just stack archers and casters, and that's the entire concept of this game. So it's like a stack of Doom standpoint, where you just have a lot of nice units that can shock troops or something like that, and then have a lot of catapults. That's what it was in Civ 4. In this game, it's practically the same. You just stack either lots of spearmen or lots of heavy infantry, and then stack archers and crossbows behind it, followed by various levels of casters, assuming you have access to them. So it does make the game very simplistic, but at the same time, that's kind of the point of this game. It makes it very accessible. So as far as the multiplayer, just kind of my thoughts on it, I could probably see this game being kind of enjoyable to play with friends, because this game is very random. You can literally spawn with a freaking chimera right next to your base as your starting location, and practically lose at that point. If that chimera or whatever that thing that just the instant death gaze thing is right next to you, you're kind of screwed. So I can kind of see this game being fun with a group of friends and stuff, being very vocal, maybe over voice chats, or just over chat in general, and just be like, I can't believe that happened, kind of something that you probably do when you talk over Civ 5. but I don't play, I don't really do multiplayer that often, so I don't really know. And my experience with multiplayer has been usually just crickets for conversation. But that kind of just brings me on the issue with the AI. Now the people that made this game were pretty much saying that the focus of this game is to play on a multiplayer. And I can understand that viewpoint, but I really don't support it, because for the same reason I generally don't like games like Call of Duty, which are supposed to be just nothing but the multiplayer. To put bluntly, the AI in this game is awful. I can understand that some of the factions have their own little quirks about them, and so it could be an effort to make AIs for so many different factions. But the AI is so passive, it's insane. I mean, even Civ 5 AI isn't that passive. They actually have aggressive AIs and stuff like that, and they'll actually wage war even if they're not going to win. In this game, it's like the AI is nothing but opportunists. They just wait until they have an opportunity to take out something that's much weaker than them, and then take it. If they can't take it, they'll just go around them and just take other stuff that's free. I mean, the AI in Civ 4 and Civ 5 kind of does the same thing. If they're not strong enough, they'll just go around and rampage your pillage your stuff. But there's ways to work around that in that game. But in this one, it's just like, okay, you're guarding your spot. You can't attack me. So I'm just going to go and take your stuff around you, and that's about it. And, I mean, we all got to see exactly how the AI moves based off our team games. The AI ignores everything. They ignore all the animals, they even ignore other AI opponents, for the most part, unless they have a significant advantage. And even then, they won't attack them unless they're standing on a resource they want. So, I don't know. I guess my issue comes down to the fact the game costs $30. Now, it didn't cost $30 for me because I took advantage of the sale thanks to Pulsar Jr. But, I mean, $30 game, I mean, I understand you're indie, but, usually indie titles are cheaper. And I can understand usually for a $30 game, that means you're providing a higher quality game. And don't get me wrong, this game is fun. It's just, I kind of expected, better AI than this. Something a little bit more aggressive. I kind of hope they'll at least patch some of that in. So overall, what I see this game as is almost a way just to prepare you for Dominion 3. It's kind of like, hey, here's a game, but if you want something that's a little bit more in depth, we have this game. And I can kind of see that. Unfortunately, for my case, I've played 46 hours of this game, I think, depending on how long the Barbarian playthrough was. I think it was about 2 hours. Maybe more. I kind of don't want to mess with Dominion, because Dominion's interface is very similar to Conquest of Elysium 3's. So I kind of have my fill of that. But overall, I enjoyed this game. Just a few things about Let's Plays. Like I said, this is maybe my third Let's Play. This is probably my third major Let's Play. The ones before it was 100 World Story, which I finished, and the other is Toho Soccer 2, which I'm almost done with. But this is really the first Let's Play that I've had an audience for. I'm kind of learning about it. It's kind of interesting just watching Let's Plays and seeing various people with their various methods of doing Let's Plays, kind of like, as entertainment or informative or just, just playing the game. And I'm kind of just the guy that just plays the game, as far as you can tell. I'm not very high quality. I don't do very much. Heck, I don't even keep track of my time, as you guys have noticed. But you guys seem to enjoy it. You guys don't seem to mind how long the videos are, or at least you endure it. Anyone that has a YouTube account can really just pick up where they left off on any video. I guess the only people that are kind of suffering are those who are not signed up to YouTube at all, which I can understand. I wasn't signed up to YouTube until I actually forced myself to sign up and start Let's Playing. But yeah, that was kind of my thoughts on Let's Plays and Call of Elysium 3. It's a good game. My personal recommendation is kind of wait until there's another sale and then buy it. I don't think it's actually worth $30, but the game is good. Don't get me wrong. The game is it's definitely very simplistic, but it's a fun little strategy game. It's almost like a little board game, very similar to like a conversion from Dominion 3 to Conquest of Elysium 3 compared to like Civ 4 to Civ 5. Though this one's kind of a little bit more extra steps. But that's about it. I just kind of wanted to give my thoughts about the game. I'm pretty sure anyone that's watching my videos either is probably playing alongside with me, playing the game, and already bought it. But if you guys are just watching it just for the sake of watching it, which is what I do a lot of times, hope you guys enjoyed it and hope you found it informative. I could safely say I've done everything. The only thing I haven't really done is got into nitty-gritty number crunching, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people have on the forums have done, but I'm not going to do that. Oh, I guess one other thing to talk about is kind of the maps. I don't know, the random maps they're not really too fantastic, but I do understand that you could probably make user-generated maps. I'm pretty sure those can be a lot more awesome, because, I don't know, I kind of like the concept of like being able to like set guard posts and stuff, but in this game it doesn't really work. You can just walk around anything that's set up. But that's about it. Just wanted to give like my quick little spiel about it, give this game a close and call it done. It was pretty exhausting, but I enjoyed it. I will say that I probably wouldn't have played this game as much as I did if I weren't Let's Playing it. But I did enjoy the fact you guys were giving suggestions, saying, hey, can you play this faction? And I was like, okay, I'll play this faction next, and then learn about it and play it. There are definitely a lot of similarities between the factions. A lot of similarities. It's kind of like they had like a pool of certain things, like summoning, and like one sacrifices, or drugs, or fungus, and then they're like, and then it's like for each of the factions, you're like, okay, you can have fungus and summoning, but you can choose how much you can sacrifice or something. And then for the next faction, it's like, okay, you get sacrifices, but you won't get to choose the amount, but you can still do summons and stuff like that. I mean, there's only a few of the factions had really unique concepts that couldn't really be matched in a lot of cases, such as like the pale ones and stuff like that. But overall, I enjoyed the game. As I said again, I do tend to ramble, as you guys probably have noticed. But I enjoyed the game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You guys have been watching it. My subscriber count's like up to 33 now, with over 3,000 views. So thank you guys for subscribing and showing up. I will, as for what Let's Plays I'm going to be doing next, I'm going to go ahead and finish up Toho Soccer 2, even though no one's watching it. I literally only have like 2 or 3 matches left. I already have a bunch of them already done, and I just need to upload them. But as far as where I'm at right now, I just have 2 or 3 more matches I need to record, and that'll be it. I'll be done with Toho Soccer 2 unless I get any requests for it. So, and then I am gonna keep doing some random runs of Dungeons & Dreadmore. I had a request for that. The only reason I haven't done it recently is I've been having some issues recording it, but I'm still gonna go ahead and attempt it. It's usually just the frame rate issues you guys probably noticed me having. So, but I'll continue doing that. I'm still at Random Mystia, and I think I'm on floor 4, I think. Other than that, I am going to continue doing Dungeons & Dreadmore, or sorry, not Dungeons & Dreadmore, Labyrinth of Toho, one of my favorite RPGs. I've done a lot. I actually have a backlog of that, because I kind of went on a binge of playing that game. I really had fun talking about it, and just running through and trying out characters I've never really tried out before, and seeing how to make them work. So I'm like, I got like 20 parts total of that game, and I've uploaded 11 right now, so I got a backlog of that. But I will continue playing that. I intend on playing it all the way through. If there's, as I said before in my playthroughs, I will take grinding off screen, so you guys will see just the fun parts of just exploring and fighting all the cool bosses, as well as unlocking all the cool characters, neat little items and stuff like that. Other than that, I don't have any plans. I've tossed around the idea of doing Reciteer and kind of showing off the everything almost, everything that you can get in that game. I kind of have an idea of how I would do it. Other than that, that's about it. I will go ahead. I will take suggestions. I don't know if I'll do them immediately, because of course I have to have the game and stuff like that. It has to be affordable to me. Also, I'm kind of dealing with classes. As I mentioned before, I do have 2 project classes I'm dealing with, but so I might take a step back and try to take care of that stuff, and kind of take a hiatus from any hardcore strategy games for a moment. I did buy a lot of DLC during the 75% off on Steam, so for Civ 5, so I'll probably start messing with that eventually. I just haven't gotten the nerve to do so yet. I've been kind of busy playing some games, and I tried out Doom Roguelike recently, so But I think that's about it. I talked about Conquest of Elysium, future Let's Plays in general, thanking you guys. Thank you guys for subscribing. Alright, I think that's about everything. I'm the Depressed Eeyore, and this is the end of Conquest of Elysium 3. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I sure as hell have, and I'm kinda glad it's over now. I'm pretty tired. See you guys.